Welcome to this edition of the Online Recruitment Telegraph. I have the pleasure of having with me today Victor Jiang from Skillsapien. How are you, Victor?
Good, thank you very much for having me here today.
No problem at all. Well, Victor runs a very interesting organization, Skillsapien, which basically deals with an alternative way of matching and sourcing talents. It's an organization that deals with skills procurement.
Yes, that's right.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about what Skillsapien is all about, Victor?
Sure. So I've been a consultant for most of my career, and I've been on the buy and sell side of skills and talent, and there's been a lot of things that I've struggled with in all these years, and I thought, wouldn't it be great if there was a more open and visible, efficient marketplace for sourcing high-end skills? So that's what we aim to be with Skillsapien. We're aiming to become an open and efficient skills marketplace.
Oh, very good.
For individuals as well as companies.
Okay, so from the recruitment perspective, so how do I leverage Skillsapien to be able to match and source talent?
Sure. So first of all, we aim to acquire high-end skill providers on the supply side, and we get them to list their availability, rates, as well as a very comprehensive skill profile in a way that we call our four-dimensional profiling. And that includes depth of skill set, relevance of domain knowledge, so not just the actual, let's say, technical skill, but what functional area are you applying it to, your relevant market experience, as well as psychometric profile. Because we believe all of these things combined together gives you a much more holistic and comprehensive view of the candidate's profile.
And is it like a point-based score, these 4 dimensions, or how does that work?
So we have some patent-pending algorithms for benchmarking,
Okay.
because I do realize that this is very hard to compare apples with apples. You're right, essentially it is based on points to an extent, but also I am personally a big believer of reputation. So we're basically incorporating various best practices around online reputation management into our platform, so that potential recruiters or buyers of the skill provider can see their past testimonials, recommendations, a reputational score, which we believe is quite further value add to assessing a candidate's suitability.
So it's I can hear there that there is a bit of a social aspect to it. So
Yeah.
now when we say or when we think at social in terms of recruitment, now I tend to think LinkedIn, right?
Obviously.
So is this a competitive platform to LinkedIn, or is it an alternative platform to LinkedIn?
Well, obviously we're just a startup, so we're not looking at replacing LinkedIn. What we believe is that we actually extend on LinkedIn. What I mean by that is, so if you think about it, as you quite rightly say, LinkedIn is a social networking platform for and most, right? So people are linked to their colleagues, their bosses, and so on. So therefore, you'll never ever find, I believe, people that will list their availability or their rates.
All right. Sure.
And for that matter, perhaps even some more of the more detailed, comprehensive profiling information, such as psychometrics. That's where Skillsapien steps in. So we believe with a combination of LinkedIn and Skillsapien, a potential buyer of that skill set could have a much more holistic assessment, a fuller picture of the candidate.
Oh, very good. And in terms of traction, obviously Skillsapien is a startup operation. So in terms of traction in the marketplace, how are you going? What are your successes so far?
Well, success is probably a bit too early to say, but I'm very pleased to say that recently we signed up a very major consortium customer / a partner of sorts in the United States, based in Silicon Valley. So they have a pretty major operation where they have 150 member companies all signing up to Skillsapien, and the plan is to have us as a partner of choice in terms of skill provisioning and skill procurement. Now, back home here in Australia, we have we're still in early stages, but we have over a dozen companies on both sides of the equation, and one of them is the world's largest acquirer of inventions with $5 billion of assets under management.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Early days.
And tell me something. What's the charging model? How do you engage with the Skillsapien as a
Service provider.
yeah, as a service provider?
Okay, sure. That's right on the money. So with Skillsapien, there's two what we call revenue trigger points. One is that so the onus is actually on the buy side to source for the candidates or skills that they want. Pretty much similar to the way that a recruiter will go on LinkedIn to source passive candidates.
Okay.
Once you come across a skill profile or profiles that you like, you can enter reservation bids against them. The difference is you can see their availability going into the future as well as their market rate. So it's two of the most important questions I believe that usually gets left right to the end of the interview process are brought up to the front. So you can make that better decision more quickly. And at that point, if the bid was accepted by the supply side, we charge a nominal introductory fee. The second step comes once the interview process is completed and there has been a contract confirmed. We charge the supply side a nominal commission, for successful placement.
Okay, and that's based on the hourly rate
Value of
the contract.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Okay, well that's very good. Well, for your information, we are looking at Skillsapien as in terms of exploring possibilities for integration with Turbo Recruit. So any feedback you can provide us, that would be fantastic. And you can do that on my email address, Jafeth, Jafeth, at RecruitAdvantage.com.au.
And I look forward to that.
And in the meantime, you can have a look also at Skillsapien.com.
And we'll be having a new major release of user interface, so I'll keep you guys posted.
Very good. Thank you so much, Victor.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.